Hey, check this out.
Today we'll dive into Sam Altman's visions for 2035, Elon Musk's latest move with OpenAI, groundbreaking AI advancements, and new chatbot developments shaking up the scene.
I'm going to show you exactly how to build the system with N8N. There are two workflows that we're going to build, and what they do is they scrape information from YouTube, they get videos on AI or any other topic that you can think of, and then they create deep summaries about these videos, creating, analyzing the information, analyzing the news, and then creating these voice audio reports, sending you them daily on television, so that you stay up to date on the topics you're interested in. So let's go ahead and build it live with me. So the first thing that we need to do is actually, since we're going to scrape, videos from YouTube as our kind of source of news, maybe it's not the best source, but that's kind of what we're going to use. And I think it's also just an interesting use case of getting YouTube videos and then using them for ideation. But you can obviously add more sources and use like articles, X posts, etc. So I'm just going to go to YouTube and just search for AI news. And yeah, this is actually a good channel that I watch sometimes. So we're just going to use this. You can use other channels, like just look at the ones that have, oh, this cool guy, this is also a cool guy. Yeah, you just grab the channels that you want to scrape, where you see there's like a lot of YouTube news. This seems to be posting quite a lot, so we're just going to grab it. Just copy the ID or the URL of this YouTube channel. Just remove videos from it and just get the link to the to the channel itself. So then I'm just gonna go to Appify, which is a marketplace of scrapers, and a scraper that they have, which I really like, is this YouTube scraper. What's good about it, first of all, it's $5 per 1,000 videos, and you get $5 per month of free usage, so you can pretty much use it for free. And then what you can do here is, so once you open it up, you will be able to paste the ID or the URL to this YouTube channel that you want to scrape, choose how many videos you want to scrape, and then, click download subtitles, which is going to, download the transcript of the video. We can even apply the date range. We can even apply, some filters like video type filter, if length filter, which is also cool. Maybe you don't want to, I don't know, scrape videos under 4 minutes because they're too short. Yeah, so, and then you just click start. And then just in a few seconds, we should get like five latest videos with the, with transcripts that we can then use to create summaries. And while it's loading up, what I'm going to show to you is the structure on Airtable that we're going to use. This essentially, this is where we're going to store the sources that we want to scrape, the YouTube channels, right? And then also we're going to store the actual transcript of those videos, the links to those videos, and also we're going to attach the summaries here and etc. So I just have the simple structure on Airtable with the name of the channel, the URL to the channel, which we just saw, and then also the status. Like if for some reason you don't want to, like let's say you edit the channel and then you want to remove it, but you don't want to remove the record, you can just set it to inactive, and then set it to active when you want to add it to kind of the list of channels that you want to scrape. So this is our table with records, and by the way, I think this is finished. As you see, we see the title of the video, Elon Musk chilling warning, Grok 3 is scary smart. Then we get the URL to the video. We even get how many views, likes, and I think comments we got. And then also in one of the fields, we will be able to get the actual transcript of the video. And yeah, so plain text, we just get the full video transcript. I think this is full. Yeah, I'll see you in, yeah. So this what we're going to use to feed into LLM to then generate those summaries. And so what we're going to do next is just use Appify from N8N so that we can actually automate it, and then no need to call these scrapers manually. So first let's actually we actually need to grab data from Airtable. So let's just search for the sources that we want to scrape, right? Because you can dynamically add them or remove them. And based on that, we're going to scrape them, daily or weekly, however you want to do it. So let's just search for this database. So video, YouTube AI news, sources, and then we need to say where, just gonna zoom in a little bit, where the status is equal to active, right? This is where we're going to filter it out based on only active sources. And if you click that step, you should be able to see this data right here along with the link, etc. Let's just rename it to get current sources. And then the next thing that we need to do is just create a structure with we need to feed into Apify. But first, let me just show you how to do it, how to call an Apify scraper. So let's go to HTTP request. I think it's going to be a post request, and the URL, let me just grab it and then just show you how to do it. So this is going to be the URL, https://api.apify.com/v2/acts/ and then this part is can be found here. So once you run a scraper, you will be able to see this URL and you will be able to see this ID, which is after the actors. So just double click on it, copy it, paste it here, /runs, right? Then from authentication, I'm just going to use generic credential type, header auth, and then it's going to be Apify connection. You can easily make it, just go to your settings, go to your API integrations, and just copy the personal access token, personal API token, or the private API token. I'm just using a different account, which does not show up here. So once we connect it, we're going to send some headers, which is going to be content type application/JSON. And then we're also going to send the body, and this is where we're going to provide the information with the sources. So if you go back to Apify and then you go to this actor, here you will be able to see this manual tab, right? This is where you specify the inputs, or you can also click JSON and then just copy all of this, and this is kind of what the scraper will use in order to make the right API call and scrape the right information. So you can just straight up copy it and then paste it here, but you can remove this part. Just keep the brackets for the start URLs, but you can also but remove everything else. Just keep this one. Now, before that, we will need to actually format the data. So I'm going to paste a code block in here. We're going to choose Python, and let me just copy the script. You can just copy it, and I'm probably gonna paste it in the description down below. But essentially, we grab the items from active YouTube sources. In our case, it's called get current sources. So we just get information from the previous module, and then we are creating this structure, which is going to look something like this. Essentially, we get the start URLs, we get the URL of each source, and also get the method, which is just what is used in this JSON structure. And if you go back to Airtable, you add another source. Let's just say, something, and then inactive. Let me put my ID. And if you go back to the flow, you run it again, we're actually going to see how it affects when there's like multiple sources, right? You just get this kind of a structure. Let me just remove myself so that I just don't want to scrape my videos. Okay, so the next thing that we need to do is let's just call the scraper with this information, And what it's going to do is it's going to start the scraper on Apify. It's going to start the run, and then we'll need to wait for this run to finish. And then from there, we'll be able to grab that information and then process it and add it to Airtable. So just paste the start URLs array into this block and into these brackets in here. And if you preview it, it will look something like, yeah. And then as you see, it says object. What you want to do is just click dot and then to a JSON string, and then it will kind of prettify it and make it an actual JSON string that we can pass to this module. So, and then you can actually click, and oh, and something that I missed is you will get an error if you just follow me. What you want to do is just remove these square brackets and just keep the JSON start URLs part because it's going to be a list by default. So you will have these square brackets at the end as well. So you just click test step, and we should be able to get some information back. This is actually not, the data coming back from the scraper because we only initiated the scraper, and we need to wait for it to finish and then grab the data from it. So I'm actually just going to, no, I'm not going to copy, I'm going to show you how to do it too. So HTTP request is going to be a GET request, and the link is going to be, this one. It's the same API /v2 actor run /json.data.id. We just grab the ID of the previous module, which is the run ID. And then we need to just provide the headers, which is going to be content type, application JSON, and I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, we need to provide query parameters. We're going to say wait for finish, and let's just wait for like 60 seconds. And then if we test it again, it should grab the actual output, not the actual output, but like the status of the run. And then from there, we can actually grab this default dataset ID, which you can find here, which actually contains the information from the run with all of the transcripts and all of the videos. So what we can do is HTTP request. Let's just grab this part again. https://api.apify.com/v2/datasets/json.data.default dataset ID. You can remove it. You can find it here again, default. Okay, it's not flashy, but you can find it here. Default dataset ID. Just paste it in between these slashes and slash items, and then headers are going to also be application content type application JSON. And if you click this step, you should be able to get the results with the title of the video, the URL, and then somewhere there also the plain text with all of the subtitles or the transcript of the video. So that's okay. We get 10 results. Not sure why we get 10. Maybe I changed the, let's see. Did we specify max results? Okay, for some reason we got 10, but that's okay. And now we're just gonna add everything to Airtable, and let me actually, I'm gonna add a merge node, because what we want to do is make sure that we don't add any duplicates. So what we're going to do here is just add another branch, which is going to be Airtable search records. And we're just going to retrieve all of the current items from Airtable that are in this table 3 block, which not the block, but table, which contain the post ID, the URL, etc. So we're just gonna make sure that we're not adding any duplicates. So yeah, just click test step. We get some data, but it's actually just an empty record. So that's fine. And then we'll connect it. And here you will need to choose combine, and then fields to match have different names. The input one field is going to be called, I think it's going to be called ID, and the second one is going to be called post ID. And this is because we named it post ID on Airtable. And then keep matches, we're going to keep the non-matches, and then we're going to keep everything from input one. Again, essentially what it's doing is it's making sure that we're not grabbing any duplicates from the Epify scraper, and we're not adding them to Airtable. So if you click run on this module, what's annoying is I'm gonna have to call this Epify scraper again because I forgot to pin the data, which is very, very useful on N8N. You can just run the module, then pin the data, and then it will actually, just keep it there in memory. You don't need to run the modules all over again. Awesome, so it finished running. Let's just pin all of this data so that we don't need to run it again. And then in the merge node, you can actually see that we got all the records. And since I don't have any data on Airtable right now, it it kind of propagated all of the 5 items. So now we just need to add them to Airtable, and that's pretty simple. Just search for Airtable, update, or not update, but create a record. I think we can change it to a create. And let's just choose the database. Let's choose the table. And we're going to put the title as the name. We're going to use new as the status. Transcript is going to be in, it's not text, it's plain text. It's in subtitles. Then the summary, let's keep it blank because we're going to generate it. URL is the link, post ID, ID. Then source is, we actually need to add the source if you want to, kind of match kind of what video came from what source. But before that, to do that, we actually need to find the source on Airtable. So let's do search records. And just use this simple formula. We're going to search for the name, where the name is equal to channel name. Just put it inside these single quotes. And what we're going to do is just find the source, which has the same channel name. Yeah, and what this will do is just grab the source for each kind of iteration. And then we can see that the source is the AI grid, which is the channel that we scraped information from. And then we're just going to use this ID to create kind of a mapping on Airtable so that we can grab the source for each video. And actually this field needs to be linked to another record, linked to sources, and click save. So let me just show you how it will work. So here we are searching for find source, and then here we are adding the video. Add video transcript. And then we need to replace all of it from a different module. Merge title here, plain text here, link, URL, and then the ID is post ID, which is the ID from the merge node. And then for the source here, just provide the JSON ID from the previous module, which is find source module. Then just provide it here and make sure to enclose it with these square brackets. This is just how Airtable works. And then click add option, typecast, and enable it. This is just because the Airtable record is it's not just, it's not just text, it's not just number, it's actually kind of a link to a record. And this is kind of the, the syntax that Airtable uses. So let's click test step, and we should be able to create and add all of these videos to Airtable. Okay, awesome. Yeah, if I update it, you can see all of the records, with the, with the titles of the videos, with the transcripts, with the link, and then we don't have the summary yet because we're yet to create it. So that's kind of what we're gonna do next. So a pro tip, we can just use, like an OpenAI node and just put the prompt there and make sure that we just get, generation from ChatGPT. And then if at some point you want to change the model to like Claude or Grok or like Gemini, what you'll need to do is disconnect the ChatGPT model, connect, the new model, the Claude, and then copy the prompt, copy everything, and it's just kind of a mess. You don't want to deal with that. So what I recommend is just use the LLM chain, which is the basic LLM chain. And what you can do is just add a model here. And what you can do then is, if you don't like it, you can just disconnect it and add a new model. And it will use the same prompt. It will use everything the same, except the model will be different. And you don't need to, to change the prompt to do anything of that sort. So we're going to have a system prompt, which I'm just going to copy from my main module, which just asks the model to generate a summary of the video, focusing on like technical insights, key news and announcements, implications and analysis, practical applications, and key quotes and sources. And the text below is going to be here. Here is the transcript of the video, and we can provide the transcript here. Awesome. So I think that's pretty much it. Let's just test it. And this is going to be the, our first workflow of creating these summaries. Awesome. So we got some generations, and we can see, click logs, we get the transcript, and then here we should see the full summary. And it's pretty technical, it's pretty deep, and it just researches everything. It has some quotes, has some information there, etc. And now what we can do is just update Airtable. But maybe what we could do is just move this module here where we add video transcript and just add the summary from here. Just add the text and then replace JSON ID with find source ID. So find source ID, and also we'll need to change this guy and grab the actual transcript of the video. So plain text. Okay, so now when we run this, so let me just pin this data and let's run this module. It should, well, it's going to try to create the records, which is annoying, which is not good. Yeah, since we're creating records, we're going to see duplicates, but it doesn't really matter because we were testing. We can remove these, which don't have the summaries, and the new ones will actually have the summary for each video, and we can read it, and we can even see. And you know what? Actually, you can convert this column to enable rich formatting. Hopefully, it will convert it so that you can actually, if you rerun it, it will actually format pretty well. It will actually, include things like, bold text, headers, that sort of stuff, that you can see it kind of in a well-structured way. So this workflow is going to be pretty simple. First, what you need to do is just search for the new summaries. So that's how we're going to do it, is just get them by the status. That's why we have that status and the table with content items. So let's say status is equal to new. We're going to test this step, and we can see everything here. Okay. Now we need to aggregate this data because right now, as you see, we have 5 items, and we actually want to aggregate it into one single text that we can feed into LLM to create some kind of like a script for the kind of audio recording. So let's use the aggregate node. Let's paste the summary. Okay, the summary. And then if you click test step, you will be able to get one item which contains all of those summaries from all of the items before. So now we can feed it into LLM. Just grab the basic LLM chain, choose define below. This is the summaries. And then the model is going to be OpenAI. I'm just going to use ChatGPT 4 or Mini just to preserve some tokens. But you can definitely choose like something better, like O3 Mini, O3 Mini High, to generate these. And to be honest, if you have the budget, you can just use Claude, because I think it's kind of the best model in terms of content creation, anything like doing creative. So I recommend that. And then for the prompt, I'm gonna edit here and I have it copied, I think. Yeah. So this is the prompt. You can copy it. You can just ask ChatGPT to create a prompt. I'm just asking it to create a well-structured prompt for, to then be able to read it and feed it into a text-to-speech model that is going to read this text. So if you click this button, it will generate a script for us using the summaries from those videos. All right, and I'm gonna pin this data so that we don't need to rerun it. Hello there, and welcome to your daily AI news briefing. You probably don't want that to have to have that in the beginning. You can just play around with the prompt, make it better, of course. And then to create an audio from this kind of script, what we'll use is ElevenLabs. You can just go to ElevenLabs.io, create an account for free, and then just create an API key. And after that, I'm going to use an HTTP request. It's going to be a post request, and this is going to be the URL. So the API that I'm calling is just api.elevenlabs.io/v1/text-to-speech/, and then here we're providing the voice ID, kind of the voice that we want to use for this generation. And if you go to ElevenLabs, I think the one that I liked was, I think it was called Brian. And then here you can copy, I think this is the one.
The thing always happens that...
Yeah, pretty good. We can copy the voice ID, paste it here, and then output format mp3_4400_128. And then authentication credential, generic credential type. I think it's going to be header auth, and then just create, a credential. I think it's going to be something like X API key, and then just paste the API key from ElevenLabs. It might be actually XI, the more I think about it. Pretty simple. There's like documentation on how you can create it. It's pretty simple. Then the headers are going to be, again, content type application/JSON. The body is going to be JSON using JSON, and then just paste this simple JSON, which is going to contain, it's going to contain the text, which is the output from the basic LLM chain, and it's going to contain the model ID, which is 11_multilingual_v2. This is kind of the best model that I think that I've used. And yeah, I think we can just click test step. It should run, and it should take some time. Okay, it did take some time to run, but we got the result, and you should see this data. And then if you click view, you should be able to preview it.
Hello there, and welcome to your daily AI news briefing.
Pretty good. Again, you can play around with the prompt because you probably don't want like hello there. Anyway, you get this data, and then what we want to do is just send it to Telegram. Pretty simple. Again, use the Telegram node, go to send audio, an audio file. By the way, I do not know how to create a voice, how to send a voice message with N8N. You can probably use the Telegram API, but to be honest, I've been playing around with it. I did not find a way to actually send an audio from N8N. Just not sure exactly how N8N structures the data for these API calls. So if you find a solution, just let me know. I'm really interested in how to do it. But make the comments pretty simple. You just use the send voice, I think, module or whatever. Just provide the chat ID of the chat that where you want to send the message. Then it's going to be, I think, the binary file input binary field data. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just to create a credential, if you don't know, go to Telegram bot fodder. It's a verified app with verified bot. Then from there, you can actually create a bot, pretty simple. Just click like /new bot and it will give you instructions on it. Give you an API key, you can add it here. And if we click test step, it should send this voice recording to my Telegram. Okay, not a file name. Oh, okay, yeah. What I forgot to add is a field called file name. Let's just call it what is it? Is it MP3? Audio, I don't know, audio MP3. Maybe we can provide the date so it's more structured. It's going to be $now, that format. And then we can also say, like, I don't know, audio or AI news. Click this step, and now it should actually work. Awesome. So if you Telegram, I should be able to see this recording, and if I click it.
Introduction. Hello there, and welcome to your daily AI.
Awesome. So this is the full automation. Again, pretty simple stuff. All you need is like Apify for scraping, ElevenLabs for creating these audios, and then you can just play around with the prompts to make the output as good as you want it to be. And then to schedule it to run every single day, you can just replace this task workflow module with a tool called, not tool, but a node called schedule trigger, and just choose when you want to, to run this module, like midnight, at 11 a.m., at 1 a.m., etc., and just replace this guy with, and then just replace this guy with this guy, and that's it. And then just repeat the same for this module. Add a schedule trigger, add it here, and maybe what you want to do is have this trigger work later. So what we do is first we scrape the data, we add everything to Airtable, and then sometime later we run it. Maybe you want to run it, every single week, but this, run every single day. Maybe this run every single hour, and then this would run only every single. Yeah, so this is how you build this automation. Hope you found it helpful. And if you have any questions, just please let me know in the comments below. Bye-bye.